recording to the cloud.
Yeah, the recording got started. Thank you, all of you, my dear students who joined from various parts of the world. Today is our day 4 in our cybersecurity. This is the week 1. So we will be concluding the week 1 sessions with today's class. As you are aware, our live classes are from Monday to Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you don't have any classes. It doesn't mean that we all of us are going to relax and go for a weekend party. No, we are not in that situation. So it means that we are getting more time to revisit the learnings and do a little bit of your own research and start digesting the subject. The more you learn, the more you practice, the better we become any skill, and it applies even to the cybersecurity as well. Okay, so we started understanding on Monday. We understood the introduction to the cybersecurity. Tuesday and Wednesday, we focused good amount of understanding on the NIST, one of the cybersecurity framework. We understood that how to identify the assets, how do you protect them, how do you detect in case of any event, how do you respond, and how do you recover. Major phases in that NIST framework. So today we will understand another standard, ISO. We are familiar with ISO, right? Normally in many of uh, the companies uses this one, ISO. They are following ISO and all the things. So what is this ISO? What is this information security? Information security. What kind of information do we need to secure? And in real time, how can we define any policy when you join any organization that is in compliant with ISO? What kind of organizations they have to adhere this ISO? Let us understand from Chandra. And towards the end, as usual, we'll have a quiz program and a hands-on assignment for our weekend, which I already emailed you, but we'll go through the steps like yesterday towards the end. Thank you. Context set. Over to you, Chandra.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you very much for joining the session today. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, as usual. Okay, so we have seen the regulatory and compliance part. We are we have gone through the NIST, National Institute of Standards and Technology, cybersecurity framework, and we are going to look into another framework, that is ISO, International Organization for Standards, okay, which is ISO 27001 certification and ISO 27001 standards. Basically, it talks about the information security, right? We are all in the cyber security. We are all learning cyber security. In the cyber security, we have information security is one of the important domains. So in that important domains, as part of this information security professional job role, you will be needing to interact, you will be needing to work with the ISO organizations, ISO 27001 standards. Okay, that talks about the information security management systems, information security management
Can
systems.
you share the screen, Chandra? Yeah, he's going to share the screen in a couple of seconds.
Okay, so we are, as information security professional, you are in the cyber security. The one of the domains in cyber security is information security. In this information security, as part of the information security role, your your primary roles and responsibilities are making sure that the information is secured, confidential, integral, and available to the users the whenever the data owner requests for it, which means the data should be confidential, data should be private, data should be secured, it should be available, and it should be secured in terms of data availability, and should not be tampered. Should not be tampered. Right? Whenever the data is stored in the hospital, okay, hospital example is very apt example. Okay, patient data here. Okay, patient one, their medical record, their lab report. These are all very confidential. So, as part of this information security role, you should make sure that this data is secured, whether it is in the rest, the transit, or in the use. And this data, the record, should be available to the data owner whenever they wanted to access it. That is availability part. Integrity, right? This data should not be modified in between. Okay, this data should not be modified by any unauthorized users. Any unauthorized users. Okay, that is the main concept of this ISO 27001, making sure that your information security is, just 1 minute, please. Sorry. Right, with that example, we can take one more example as a as a Marks and Spencers, right? It has got impacted with a cyber attack recently, and because of the cyber attack, lose they had to pay the penalties. Okay, pay the penalties to the legal and regulatory bodies, and loss of reputation. So, as part of this information security policy, right, how and what they have done to make sure that they are going to face such an eventuality in future. Okay, as I said, okay, ISMS, Information Security Management Systems. So they have defined a policy, ISMS policy, in this way. Okay, you can see this. The scope, the policy applies to all the digital infrastructure, systems, and employees within the UK operations of Marks and Spencers, including third-party suppliers. Right? Can you see this? The specific word, third-party suppliers. Okay, the contractors, cloud-based services that handles customers or company data. It also includes all customer-facing applications and internal applications where sensitive or personal information is processed. This is the scope of the information security policy. This policy is going to be impacted on all the third party suppliers, vendors, contractors, cloud based systems that handles the sensitive data, customer data, company data, clients data. Okay, this policy is defined to make sure that the data is the data is protected and safe from the unauthorized access from outside hackers, or maybe from the internal employees, maybe from the misuse of the internal employees. The objectives of the specific ISM, ISMS is the policy ensures, this is what I was saying, confidentiality, integrity and availability of all the information assets within the Marks and Spencer's UK is maintained. The policy is created in response to recent cybersecurity incident and aims to mitigate risks related to unauthorized access, data leakage, phishing attacks, and poor third party security practices. Right? What does it mean? Poor third part, poor, poor third party security practices. What does it mean? Whoever is the service provider, if they are not following the security standards, which is going to hurt the organization. So that's the reason why the imposing the security standards even on the third party is required. That's what it means to say. When you are okay, if you are working with the computers, when you say you are working with the computers, only digital asset, right? You don't want to interact with laundry. Okay, you have a mobile, you have mobile, and you have downloaded a third party APK file. Third party APK file. Okay, if it is not safe, if it is not safe, you have downloaded this file, and if it is not safe, it is having a reverse shell. Okay, you have downloaded it, so this will be a good friend of this APK file will be a good friend of the hacker. So hacker sitting here and constantly taking the relay from your mobile, watching your videos, watching your voice records, call logs, call data, your location, accessing your real-time location, okay, accessing your file system. These all things could go on because you have downloaded a third-party vendor APK, third-party APK. This third party, the supplier chain, this is a supply chain, right? This supply chain is constantly relaying the information from here, and hacker is constantly listening to all these things, like what laundry has done. Okay, so this is also a laundry employee. Okay, housekeeping personnel. So to make sure that before you are installing it, the Android mobile system, this has to ensure that this mobile APK, whatever you are downloading, is complying to the security standards or not. It has to comply to the security standards. If it is not complying to the security standards, the Android system should not allow. If it is allowing the download, which means that this Android is not safe. Whatever Android that you are using is not safe, which means if you take it as an example as an organization, when your organization is able to accept malicious people into the system, then organization is not safe. If the organization is taking malicious applications into the system, the organization is not safe. So that's the reason the Marks and Spencers as a company, they came up with a policy that to mitigate the risks related to unauthorized access, data leakage, phishing attacks, and poor third party security practices has to be eliminated. Okay, specific goals include, the goal is to protect the customer data, the goal is to protect the organization financial data, the goal is to protect the employees data, Okay, and the goal is to protect the servers from outside attackers and insider threats. The goal is to make sure that we are complying to the GDPR, General Data Regulatory, General Data Protection Regulatory Acts, and complying with the ISO IEC 27001 policy. Means International Organization for Standardization 27,000 policy. Okay, the key controls including access controls, means from the time the employee entering into the office, right, he should be given a access card or a biometric verification system, face recording, face reading, what is it, retina scanner or face scanner or thumb scanner. And once they enter into the system, when they are logging into the laptop should be having multi-factor authentication, means username, password, and one more method of authenticator, maybe Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator or any other authenticators that generates OTP just in point of time. That specific time, the OTP will be generated. The OTP will be valid for only 5 minutes, only maybe 60 seconds or 30 seconds or 40 seconds or whatever, based on the standards being defined. Okay, and once they enter it, okay, they have to log into the laptop or system, and once they log into the laptop or system, they should be getting the access to various authorized functionalities wherever it is authorized. If he is a HR guy, he will be having the access to the HR systems. If he is a finance guy, he should be getting the access to the finance systems, not vice versa, right? That should be happening. And second, vendor supplier risk management. So properly, clearly defined risks and the mitigation plans for each of the risk that is related to third parties. We call it as TPRM, third party risk management. Okay, so how you are going to manage this? All the third party vendors, all the third party suppliers should undergo the third party should undergo the auditing, security auditing. If they are not getting through the security audit, those suppliers, those vendors should not be allowed to come onto the on board with the company. And regular review of the security systems, the regular review of their security systems, their adherence to the compliance must be performed and documented, and evidence should be collected based on the reviews. Right, one we have seen access controls, second third party risk management, third one data encryption. We were discussing data encryption several times, that okay, when the data is in data at rest, right, data at rest, transit, use, whatever, right, in all the phases the data should be encrypted.
Chandra, sorry to pause you. Can you please just explain some of them? They are completely new. What is the data in rest? What is data in transit? Please, thank you.
Yeah, so okay, right, data encryption, all the sensitive data, right? So here what they have mentioned here in the Marks and Spencers, right, you can see this all the customer data, right? Here they are saying that unauthorized access, data leakage, phishing attacks, and poor third party practices. The goal is to protect customer and employee data from unauthorized access, right? This is the goal, protection of customer and employee data from unauthorized access. Because when you are working in the organization, your data is also very critical. right? Your data, like your name, name, email address, mobile number, okay, your salary details, your SSN number, or any other critical information that is also protected. This is also sensitive. Okay, what will happen if your email goes out, okay, maybe in the LinkedIn, maybe in the form of any other means, the data gets leaked out, you will be automatically affected with the phishing emails. Okay, here the aim was to protect customer and employee data from unauthorized access, right? So this is only my data, and we have your data, we have others data, right? So many records are there. Here there could be about thousands of thousand, ten thousands of plus records are there. Okay, example. Then where we are going to store the data? We are going to store the data in the database, in the data server. Okay, if the data is in the server, in your laptop or whatever, if it is storing in the form of plain text, right? Name, email address, mobile number, if everything is in the plain text and could be easily interpreted, could be easily understood by any person, okay, that is not safe. If my mobile number is this, okay, 9900990099, right? If this is my mobile number, this could be impacted by the hacker. Whereas if you encrypt it in such a way that something like that, this gets encrypted. Now it is not 10 digit number, it becomes 250 characters length encryption, 250 characters, 256 characters encryption, and this cannot be reversed with an ease. Okay, you can reverse it, but it takes time. Okay, it takes maybe, sometimes it might take 1 hour, sometimes it might take 1 year also for the encryption. Okay, so when you are storing the data, even during the time, you have to make sure that the data is encrypted. It should not be human readable format. It can be in the machine readable format, but not in the human readable format. Means when we are storing the data, when we are saving the data, when we have saved the data and storing the data in the database is in the form, in the encrypted format. This is called the data at rest. Means data is taking rest. Okay, data, we are not, anybody is not touching the data. Whereas the customer data or the employee data being used by others, okay, they might query that, okay, select star from employees where salary is equal to 10,000 USD. Okay, this is the query. Okay, maybe they might not be using the SQL query like this, but an application where somebody is trying to search salary equal to salary text box. So I search in such a way that, okay, salary 10,000. I press search button. So automatically the salary with $10,000 will be displayed here. Okay, so this is a search, which means that the data is getting trans data is in the transit and data is in use. Okay, during the query, the data, before the query, it is in rest, and during the query it is in the transit. Okay, and when he is updating the data from 10,000 to is giving the hike, okay, maybe a 10% hike or 20% hike. Okay, now it becomes is changing the data level to 12,000 USD, then it becomes the data in use. Okay, so it is in use. So reduce the risk. Okay, this is you're done. Okay, data encryption. Okay, all the sensitive data including customer PII, okay, must be encrypted both in transit at rest using industry standard encryption protocols. Okay, we are going to see the protocols in future, but as of now, I can say that is the data what we are the data what we are using here. Okay, that should be encrypted. Encryption is nothing but you know you are giving a secret code to the data. Okay, say for example, I am saying hello, how are you? So this hello and how are you will not be in the same format, same plain text, plain English. So this will be translated into alphanumerics with the length of 256 characters. Okay, whatever string that whatever the text that you are giving, this becomes 256 characters length of alphanumerics. Okay, it becomes 256 length of character string, and this 256 length of string cannot be interpreted by the human eye. Okay, this can be reversed using some algorithms, some methods, but it's not that easy. Immediately with a single shot, we cannot reverse it and we cannot find it out. Okay, so what Marks and Spencer is saying that the pub the publicly identifiable for the sorry personal identifiable information, okay, and any sensitive data or any protected health information should not be electronically protected health information should not be accessed by the unauthorized users. That is what the motto of this data. Okay, data encryption. Okay, next employee awareness training, which means that all the employees working in the organization, including third party vendors, should go through the cyber security awareness sessions so that they are complying to the security culture, and they are away from the phishing attacks, they are away from the social engineering attacks, they are away from the password spraying attacks. Okay, or maybe most of us will be having the passwords like 126, 128, or any of our date of birth or time of birth, or maybe our pet names, or or mother names, father names, right, friend names, right. These are the passwords we usually use. Okay, it is suggested that you have to use password unguessable passwords. Okay, unconventional passwords. You should not use password like QWERTY, right? I've seen somebody's password in the morning. This okay, QWERTY at the rate ASDF, QWERTY at the rate ASDF 123. This is the password. Okay, this QWERTY is also not in the small. It's not in the small letters. Sorry, it's not in the small letters. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, it is in the small letters. All small letters. QWERTY at the rate ASDF 1 to 3. This is the password. Or somebody gives the password as QWERTY only. So what it is advised? You should have at least 12 plus characters length of password with at least one uppercase, one special character, at least one special character, and at least one numeric should be mentioned in the passwords. So to make sure that we are away from the cyber attacks. Next, having incident response policy in place. So how you are going to respond to the incidents, right? We have yesterday understood the process of NIST CSF, right? In the NIST CSF, identify, protect, detect, respond, recover. Right? During this process, incident response plan. Where does it come? Here it comes. Respond. You have to have the response plan must be documented and regularly tested. All the employees must know how to report security incidents immediately to the security teams. Right? During this awareness session, security awareness sessions, it will be communicated to all the employees whenever you see any spam email or any cyber attack or any uneven activities in the networks or in the systems. It's been advised to immediately report it to the security teams, IT teams, IT head or IT operations head or SOC teams or your compliance officers or your legal officers. Immediately we have to communicate it. The first thing is whenever you see a spam email, don't respond. First, don't respond, immediately push it to the junk folder or immediately delete it. Don't get panic. Don't get panic. Don't create any kind of disharmony in the system, right? Sharing this same file to others and ask them to check it, what it is, how it is. Okay, I've already downloaded this. It is behaving in my machine like this. So somebody is watching my video. Automatically, my camera is getting on. Can you see how it is happening with you? Whether it is happening like this or not? You should not do that. Okay, in the case of any cyber attack, don't open your browser to the full length. Right? If it is your browser, you should not do this. You should not maximize your browser also. If you maximize your browser, the hacker will know your screen resolution. Your screen resolution will be captured. Okay, in case of if you are suspecting, don't do that. And make sure that you are always you are always covering your camera. Your camera, laptop camera should be covered. Even wherever you are, whenever you are accessing internet. Hello. Okay, wherever you are accessing your internet, first make sure that your camera is not switching on, and look for the behavior of camera blinking. Okay, these are all. Now it's not the relevant topic. Yes, somewhere I jumped there. Okay, so these are the training in the trainings that we are going to tell them, and that you are going to incorporate in the trainings, that okay, make sure that you are pushing this mail to the junk folder, and immediately report it to your immediate boss, immediate manager, and then IT teams, IT specialists, whoever it is. So that's been advised. Okay, and the roles in the organization, especially in the security organization, you will have roles like chief information security officer, information security teams, HR department, all employees, vendor managers, everybody will be having their own roles and responsibilities in maintaining and managing the security posture. Okay, you can see this document later. This document is already, I think, is already given to you. Just you go through it, and if at all we have any um, assignment today, for tomorrow and day after tomorrow, you can incorporate all these things in the document. Okay. So now let's go to the ISO. I think most of the topics are covered there only, but again, as right here, if you see this, ISO 27001 is an international standard for managing the information security. As like any other framework, the ISO 27000 also gives you a set of guidelines and policies, procedures, and tools for you to maintain the data privacy, data security, and data confidentiality, and protection of the sensitive data. And this also advocates for managing the risks, making sure that we are maintaining the in maintaining the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the informations through the information security management systems, ISMS. This is the policy that we have in the organization to make sure that we are protecting the digital assets, we are protecting the digital presence of the sensitive data, sensitive informations, our pay, our customers, our patients, our employees, whoever it is. Okay, this ISO 27001 advocates for risk-based approach. As NIST was also saying that okay, you should make sure the risk aspect should be covered. The ISO 27000 also advocates for the risk-based approach. Organizations must identify the risk, right? As like we have done it for the assets, here also we have to do the risk identification, and the risk should be assessed. What is the impact? What is the probability? What is the impact? What is the detectability? These things should be thoroughly understood. And for each risk, how you are going to mitigate, the mitigation plan should be there, and the owner of the risk should be tied up. A responsible person, a responsible professional should be handling the specific risk. Each and every risk should be having at least one risk management owner. Okay, so why do we do this? To prevent any unauthorized access to the information, and if at all something, even if at all something goes wrong, or somebody has already hacked the systems, what will be the correction steps? If risk becomes true, if risk becomes true, if assumed risk becomes true, it becomes the incident, right? If incident been identified, what you are going to do? You are going to perform the correction actions. We tried with all preventive actions. We have antivirus, we have defender, we have locked the system. We have done everything. Even during the time somebody has hacked the systems. Now what we can do? We can only do the corrective actions. We can do the corrective actions. We call it as a kappa. We call it as a kappa, corrective actions and preventive actions. Here, it is corrective and preventive control, security controls. Okay, so ISO 27002 security measures. So this affects the organization controls, policies, risk management plans, and HR security, human resource security. We have people controls. Like people controls are, you are providing the service, you are providing the sessions, awareness trainings to the employees, and access management. Physical controls are implementing the firewalls, implementing the antivirus, implementing the network security, implementing the file transfer protocols. Say for example, you are transferring file from source to destination using file transfer protocol, FTP. Okay, this is not safe. Now we are going to add the flavor of S, that is security flavor, that becomes SFTP. Now when you are sending the file, earlier it used to go in the plain text, now it goes in the encrypted format, right? These are the physical controls, technical, these are the technical controls. Okay, and technology controls means how you are going to control the incidents with the technology. Incident responses, business continuity planning, supplier security, disaster recovery plans. Okay, these are the things that will be covering in the technology controls. Certifications and compliances. So having certifications for an organization, there are two types. There are multiple types, so not only two types, or three, maybe three or four types. One, organization only gets the ISO certification. Means I am saying that my company is following ISO 27001 family certification standards, which means that I am practicing these ISO 27000 ISMS policies, procedures. That is one way of managing the business. Second way is we are helping other organizations to get the certification, right? A team of auditors, internal and external auditors, helping other companies to get the ISO certification. And other type of certification is helping the individuals to get the certification as a ISO auditors, right? CISA, we see the certification as CISA, or maybe internal auditors, or internal lead auditor. lead auditor certificates. These are three different types of certificates. So by earning these certificates, the companies, the organizations, the individuals could get edge over others, right? Because I'm a company. I don't have ISO certification, but somebody next to me, they have set up the company and they are having the ISO certification. So that gives ISO certification gives more additional edge to the other company because they have a trusted certificate with them. ISO is a trusted certification, international standards organization given certification. That means that they are following some process. Process makes life easy. Though other company, they are not having any certification, they might be creating wonders, but people goes to the ISO company because of the brand, right? The ISO brand, that means that this is internationally recognized brand. If this company is working here, all of a sudden if they wanted to shift the company from India to South Africa, okay, because of this ISO 27000 visibility, the business runs perfectly even in South Africa. Even it can run in Singapore without any hassles. It can go and set up the company in the Dubai also because of the ISO 27001 certification, visibility, and its reputation. So what they are going to get with the certification, they are going to win the trust of the people. People will be automatically they will be blindly trusting the company because of the certification. And people working in the organization, they will have some sense of satisfaction for that they are working for an ISO organization. Okay, now, so what ISO usually says, that is, you have to always, whatever policies that we are defining here, okay, ISMS, information security management systems policies, that whatever we have developed, okay, here what it says, that you should always plan, do, check, act. Okay, you plan for the specific process implementation, and do you implement it. C is check, which means that you have to check, means measure it. You have to measure it. You may measure it in the qualitative point of view or the quantitative point of view. Quantitative or qualitative method. Qualitative method means maybe we say good, bad, or worst, or whatever on the scale. Good, bad, worst on the scale, or maybe from high, okay, 1 to 3 rating. If it is 1, it is excellent. If it is 2, not so good. I'm just taking an example. Okay, this scale could be 0 to 10, or this scale could be super excellent to super worst. Okay, so which means that whatever you are planning, whatever you are saying that, okay, I am going to implement it or I am going to comply with it, you have to implement it, and you have to you have to provide the records. You have to provide the records. You have to provide the evidences for the auditing. You have to provide the records and evidences for the auditing purpose. When the person's auditors comes into the organization for the audit, you have to show the records, evidence records to them, that okay, this is what been achieved. Say for example, when you have developed 10,000 lines of code, Okay, 10,000 lines of code. You are committing that, okay, my defect density is is 95%. Just for example, okay, my defect density is 95%. So you have to make sure that defect density tolerance level, okay. So you have to make sure that the 95% of the times means within this 10,000 lines of code, the 9500 lines of code should be free from the defects. Okay, so that is what you have to do. So you have to define the policies, you have to procedures, and you have to maintain the records, evidences. Okay, so this ISO 27001 information security management systems, this controls. Okay, it is having further drill down into various controls in the organization, information security policies, organization of information security, human resource security, asset management, and access controls. Right? Here in the information security policies, we are going to define the documents and communicate the policies, ensure policies are reviewed and updated. Once you develop the policies, they should be reviewed by the senior leadership and approved by the senior leadership. Once this gets approved, we will take it down to the team level for the execution and implementation process. Organization of information security, this specific control will be helping the organizations to prepare the policies related to the roles and responsibilities, reporting structure, segregation of duties. Okay, these are the details will be. This is basically working towards the security architectures. Okay, next coming to the information security. So next comes to the human resource security. So we we take the employees into the organizations. When we are taking them into the organization, we have to have proper checks in place, security checks in place. Could be their background checks, their education background checks, their work experience, their criminal records, everything will be checked. Okay, and once even they are coming into the organization, so we will make sure that the employees are undergoing some specific trainings related to their jobs to deliver their job functions. Asset management is something. Asset management is something where you maintain the asset registry. Okay, all the assets are recorded here, and all the assets risks should be associated risks should be registered here. Mitigation plans, owners, everything will be documented here. Access controls is related to the role based access controls, multi factor authentication. Okay, and frequent review of users, we call it as a user provisioning. Okay, maybe today I am a financial analyst. I applied I have applied for a job, other job in other department as a product owner in the engineering side. Right, my job now will be product owner. It should not be the finance analyst. So the financial analyst will be having a different set of roles, whereas PO will be having a different set of roles and responsibilities. So in the IAM systems, this role should be disappeared and a new role should be appearing here. Okay, that is the access controls way. Okay, and coming to the information security people controls, we have physical technical controls. As I mentioned, in the physical controls area, in the physical controls area, we have CC cameras, we have sensors, we have biometrics, we have retina scanners. In the operational control area, the systems, the laptops or the servers should go through the patch management systems. Patch management, regular patch management should be done. So we usually get the security patches to the mobiles. Every here and then we get the mobile updates, so we have to update it because those are all the security updates. Whereas we also get the Windows updates, we have to update our Windows machines. Those are also security patches. These are all called the operational security. So communication security. So these are the different policies that basically we are going to have in the ISO, ISMS controls, right? Communication controls, communication security. So we usually participate in the meetings using using Zoom calls or maybe Teams calls. Those Zoom and Team calls also should be encrypted. Nobody should be sniffing the data. Nobody should be interpreting the communication. Okay. Next, technology controls the systems and the softwares and the development activities and the maintenance activities should be happening in the secured manner. So whatever the development activities that is going on should follow the SSDLC, secured software development life cycle. Means in each and every phase of the software development life cycle, application development life cycle should follow the security standards. When you are collecting the requirements, you should make sure that the requirements are collected towards the security and security angle being considered. Okay, and the design should be considering the security angles, security point of view. The flavor of security should be there. Okay, development, testing, implementation, post implementation, support, everything that we have to consider the security as one of the major aspect. Supplier relationships is the third party applications, whatever. So even those also should be complying to the security standards. Any incidents should be going through the incident response management, IRP, and SIEM should be establishing the incidents and should thoroughly review the logs. And in case of any disaster, make sure the disaster control activities are activated disaster recovery plans are activated, and business continuity plans are activated, enforced, and making sure that we are the business is is impacting with only less losses, or maybe making sure that business is continuing without major losses. Again, the key principle here is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Throughout our cybersecurity journey, this should be there. Business continuity management. Compliance angle, if you are working with ISO, if you are working with PCI, if you are working with HIPAA, if you are working with GDPR, so GDPR, right? You have to align with the legal and regulatory bodies, legal and regulatory standards. Continuous audit, continuous audit, or maybe it may not be the continuous audit, but a frequent audits in frequent time frames would help us in understanding our security posture. So we have to, that's advised to have regular audits on your systems. Could be related to your compliance, could be related to your regulatory aspects, whatever. Okay. So again, yeah, this is what I'm saying. The PDCA, plan, do, check, act cycle. It helps us in making sure that our business is keeping well. Okay. You take anything. Okay. This is example of the risk. But if you want to implement something, okay, plan for it, implement it, do it, and check the performance, measure it, and again, based on the lessons learned, you act on it. PDCA. A bank stores customer financial data. If a hacker breaks in, it can lead to a fraud. It can lead to a fraud. So now what we have to do, the asset risks, sorry, assess the risks on the assets that got impacted, and decide the security controls. Right, first thing, you are identifying the risk. You are identifying the risk. But this is only at the conceptual stage. Okay. So the risk is, it is in the conceptual stage. So you have to identify the risk. You are running a bank, and you consider that, okay, if your systems get hacked, it becomes a breach. Now what you have to perform here, you have to perform the assess the risk. Means, you, as I said, you have to maintain the asset registry. Okay. In the asset registry, you are storing the data in a database. Now it is storing in the plain text format. Now you have to plan for the encryption. You have to plan for the encryption, means coding and decoding. Okay. Once you plan for the encryption, then you implement the data protection policies in place. implement the data protection policies in place. Means you are saying that you wanted to implement advanced encryption standards, AES, into the system. Now the database, whatever database, the data is getting stored in the plain text format, automatically gets translated into encrypted format. Something like that, 256 characters length. Blocks will be formed here. And now you check the performance of this system now. Okay, earlier there used to be at least one attack, one successful attack on the database server. Now after implementing this encryption, do, after we have done it, do, after implementing this encryption, now we are checking the performance. Earlier metrics was every month we used to get two cyber attacks, successful attacks using SQL injection. Now after implementation, the attacks have increased to 20. How many of them are successful? 0 is a successful rate. This is checking. Okay, and acting again. Now we have seen that this is, there is only 0 successful rate, 0 success rate. Then what you have to improve here? Nothing to improve here. However, you will make sure that you try to tighten, strengthen the security, advanced encryption standards security to make it more robust. And these 20 attacks also should not be happening. So we have to stop the 20 attacks outside the organization only. These 20 should not be coming here. Okay. These 20 should be kicked out here only. So we are going to implement some other firewall, some intrusion detection system, intrusion prevention system to kick these 20 members out of this, out of entering into the organization networks. This is the pure PDCA activity. Okay, here we are planning, we are implementing, we are checking, we are collecting the metrics, we are collecting the evidences, we are collecting the logs. Even if tomorrow auditor comes in, if they ask for the report, we will show this report. And the continuous improvement plan, we call it as a continual improvement. Continual improvement. It's kind of a sine curve. Your plan, do, check, act. So plan, do, check, act. Again, you come here, plan, do, check, act, whatever. Okay. So basically, we are planning, doing, checking, and acting. And again, planning, doing, checking, and acting. Planning, doing, checking, and acting. Like this. If it is continuous improvement, planning, here we are planning, we are doing here, and here we are checking, here we are acting. Boom, you are somewhere, you are not coming here, you are not coming to the ground. If you have to come to the ground again, you have to come here again, right? So this is the about plan, do, check, act, PDCA activities in the in the ISO. Okay. Monitoring or auditing or checking and improving is continuously improving. Okay, so these are the real world scenarios. You can check it in the slides later. Okay, so how banks could be using this ISO, how healthcare is going to use this in the this ISO, tech companies, e-commerce companies, government organizations, telecommunication systems, automobile industry, manufacturing industry, hotel industry, tea industry, coffee industry, whatever. Everybody, whoever is managing their digital presence, the key goal is to make sure that you are maintaining confidentiality, integrity, and availability. You can see the pattern here in the most of the areas. It says that encryption. It says that encryption. Second, auditing. Third, training. Okay, training or awareness. Okay, and implementing controls. Maybe you implement biometric, retina scanner, fingerprint scanner, multi-factor authentication, OTP, PIN, various means.
Chandra, Vijaya, and few
Yep.
others are curious to understand how the encrypted data looks like. So we have the chat as well. Maybe it'll be good. I know that we are going to cover the encryption very much in detail later. Maybe a just quick feel for the students how the encrypted data look like. Maybe we can open a tool and give some user and password and how the encrypted. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Say for example, Vijaya, right? So when I say Vijaya in the plain text, if I encrypt it, select a secret. Yeah, you see this. Can you see this? Vijaya. You see this. Your name is converted into encryption in this format. Okay, based on the various encryption standards are there. You can select any of these encryption standards, 128 or 256 or whatever. Okay, if you based on the encryption selections, you will your uh, the text whatever we are providing that will be changed. You can see this encryption online. You also have a touch and feel about it, how it works. Say you take this and you can try with it. Just simply you just mention how are you doing. When you select the encryption standard, various encryption standards here, okay, you take any of these. Just for example, I take an IS 128, right? It's not happening. How are you doing? So this won't go like a normal text. We try with some other format. Here you can see this. This has changed into this format. And there are other tools also. Cyber Chef is there. Just you need to put it here. You can see the encryption has changed. Though we have mentioned how are you in plain English, this has given it in a different format. Okay, Cyber Chef is another tool that you can see it. Yes, it's also called as a ciphertext. Cipher, that's the reason we call it as cipher and decipher. Okay, so the real-time examples you can see it later. Most of the things that we have covered in one or other examples. The benefits, as we have said, okay, it builds a trust on the organization, employee satisfaction, customer satisfaction, business growth, your easy adaptability to the conditions, improves the cyber resilience, adherence to the compliance and regulatory bodies, the legal permissions, the legal point of view, everything looks good. Okay, now thank you very much. I stop here. We have covered the ISO 27001, 2022 in length and depth, breadth and depth. Now we go to the queries, questions. Yes, sir.
Chandra, you are pushing the quiz to me. Okay, let me
Yes, sir.
take over then.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right, okay. You can relax. Hello,
yeah.
students. Okay, you can have some warm water, Chandra. All right, team. Let me share my screen. Oh, I am sharing. All right. Okay, let me be careful. Okay, just 1 minute, team. I have some sensitive information which I cannot really share. I am just closing the window. All right. Perfect. Okay, so we had good understanding about the ISO today. Very important. I will also show you why it is important with a few of the job descriptions. So we started understanding the ISO. Basically, we understood that it is an international standard that organizations must follow to protect the sensitive data, especially with the information security management system. So what are the key aspects? ISMS, it's a risk-based approach. Yeah. And then we have this and a set of controls in place. And if any, we also have understood that if any organization is saying that, hey, we are having ISO standards, so we know what it means. Okay. And we can trust that organization because they're following all these things. They're having all these controls in place. So we started understanding this ISMS, and Chandra has very well took the example of the Marks and Spencer. Thanks, Chandra. That's very, very recent and relevant. Marks and Spencer. We have seen how to define, document, communicate. We will do the hands-on assignment today. And we also have seen the other controls. Basically, this is the heart. This is the heart. PDCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act. Remember the cycle under this ISO. We have seen this example. To be honest, not really a big complex frameworks. It's easy to understand, but it's very, very important to remember. Let us see what kind of questions we will be getting. We will follow the same approach. I will just unmute you guys. Okay, so I'm going to randomly select one person, and that particular person is going to answer the question. What is the primary objective of this ISO that we learned? Is it more about encryption? So Darvesh is going to help. Hi, Darvesh. Darvesh from India. Hi.
We like provide a framework for information security management systems.
Security management system. Excellent, Darvesh. Correct. is an international standard to help the organization to maintain, continuously improve, and information security management system. Correct. Which of the following best describes the PDCA cycle used in? Please read Monica. Monica from India. Hi. Monica, you can unmute. Looks like you are not there. That's fine. Moving on, Tulasi.
It's a plan, do, check, act. C.
Plan, do, check, act. Well said. Well said. Okay. This ISO framework uses PDCA to ensure continuous improvement. Good. What does an organization define in the plan? We have seen that plan, do, check, act. So what exactly they define in the planning stage? We have seen at the start of the Marks and Spencer. So if you can recollect that one, Veera. Hi, Veera. Veera from Australia. No, moving on. Victor. Victor Ojeji.
Hi everyone. So I think it's C. Establish the information the ISMS scope. Yeah.
Correct. Excellent. So it's more about the planning phase, scopes, policies, assessments, risk management. Definitely, it is very, very important. That's definitely we are going to very much deep dive next week. By this time, we should be having a fair understanding about the risk management framework, RMF, and by maybe I think on Wednesday or Thursday next week, not today. What is the purpose of statement of applicability? Statement of applicability. Sindhu? Hi, Sindhuja. You're not there? Okay. Sonia? Sonia from UK? Assume that you are at... Yeah, Sonia, go ahead, darling.
I think B. C.
Controls and justify the exclusions. So basically, this statement of applicability, SOA document, which controls why they are applicable and reasons for any exclusions, any exceptions. In ISO, who is responsible for approving the ISMS policies? Let us say you join in the organization. So we have defined a policy and all things. So who is responsible for approving this policy? Is it a cybersecurity analyst, or administrator, system engineer, top management? Please read the options. Sudeshna from UK, hi.
Oh.
Hi, sir. I would choose C, top management.
The top management, excellent, Sudeshna. Excellent. Top management is responsible for commitment and approval of these policies and objectives. Perfect. Which of the following is found in the annex? In the annex, just give it a try. I know this is a little bit a tricky one. Pramod. Hi, Pramod.
Hi, Lakshmi.
Yes.
It's be a list of
Security controls into domain. Yeah. Perfect.
It's B.
Yeah, that's good. Well done. All right, cool. Most of you, 99% done. Very good answers. Excellent. All right, please don't put the answers in the chat. That's our working agreement. And I was also stressing the importance of just 1 minute, team. I'm just stopping the screen share. I forgot to close one more sensitive list where I have all the emails, numbers, and everything. I am teaching the cybersecurity. We are learning cybersecurity, and if I'm not following that one, so it won't make sense. Okay, cool. I just opened when the class is happening. I just opened few of the job descriptions. For example, here you see the cybersecurity analyst. So posted 1 hour back. Whatever the job role that you are taking. So here, help as a cybersecurity analyst. What you will bring here? Help implement necessary security controls to support various frameworks. ISO 2001. Got it? ISO 2001. Another one. All these things 5 hours back posted in USA, American Chemical Society. Here also you are seeing cybersecurity. Okay, so leave that one. Experience with NIST, cybersecurity framework, and ISO are preferred. Making sense? I just opened it intentionally to stress the importance of what we are learning. So NIST and ISO are preferred. And one more. So some of you joined from Australia, and this just got posted. And I posted in the Telegram group as well. Cyber security analyst. It's in Sydney. And the focus is heavily on ISO compliance focus. So they're looking for a cybersecurity analyst to step into the vital role to strengthen their security posture, to protect the company assets. You understand why me and Chandra, we are really stressing and screaming from the beginning. Identify, protect, detect, respond, recover. Same thing they're asking. It just posted. And drive the cyber resilience across the IT landscape. So what you will be doing? Assist. What you will be doing here in Australia? It's across the globe, same. Assist in developing the policies, standards, procedures aligned with 2017 and other industry frameworks. Use the same tool. What is the same tool? For example, Splunk. After 2 weeks, we are learning. Assist with strengthening the defenses. So we are going to see the endpoint protection, identity access management, IAM. Chandra was teaching IAM this week. Today, if you go back to there is a batch that is happening in the month of April. If you see April batch, and currently we are in week 8. And if you see here, IAM, so yesterday and today, we were covering the IAM. IAM stands for Identity and Access Management. Authentication, authorization, this. Okay, so that's what they're asking, IAM. Collaborate with the infrastructure teams, review the vendors, contribute to the cybersecurity training and help. So trainer Chandra is also saying that, oh, we need to bring the awareness, we need to train. I'm going through this job description so that I want all of you to already get a feel, all of you to get a confidence that, yes, this is something definitely I can do, though I'm from non-IT or whatever. There's no big rocket science here. Familiarity with the frameworks. What is this? Role is based. You will probably need drive safe. Oh, free parking they are offering. Okay. Yeah, just even you can apply for junior GRC analyst. And here also the junior GRC analyst. Somewhere, yeah, here also you see the ISO, NIST, same stuff. Cybersecurity analyst got posted 5 hours back today in Victoria here. Here also you see ISO 2001, 2007. Okay, team. So it's very important to understand those frameworks. All right, cool. Understanding is not good enough. We will get more confidence when we practice it, when we do it. Because in many of the job descriptions, they are seeing that we should be helping this particular organization, assisting in developing the policies. So we should be in a position to develop a policy. So for that, let us go back to our hands-on assignment. I sent you assignment few hours back. If you haven't received it, please message me one more time. I also request you to please check, maybe due to your system settings, sometimes the email may land in the spam folder. Please do check in the spam folder also. Okay, so the subject line is weekend assignment, ISO and NIST. All right, so what is the assignment? So we have explored this one, and to reinforce the NIST and ISO learning, here is the weekend assignment. Sorry team, somebody is continuously missing. I'm just closing this. Right, better. I forgot to close that one. So let us go back to our hands-on assignment. So the first assignment is create a Confluence page. What is the page that we are creating? Yesterday we have seen how to create a page in the Confluence. How can you go to the Confluence? From your welcome email, go to link number 1 is the Zoom link, Drive link. All you need to do is simply click the Confluence link. You will be in your Confluence space like this, You will be seeing your name. Okay. So where is my space? Hands-on Agile Coaching is my space. Yesterday we have seen how to create a page. Yesterday we have created a NIST framework for ABC Bank. All right. Listen carefully, team. If you have questions, please ask. Now, the weekend assignment is from tomorrow for next 3 days, because you have 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I want you to create NIST. I want you to implement this NIST for this multi-factor authentication breach in the superannuation. What is this? Here in Australia, especially Australian people, most of you are familiar, but people who join from UK and USA, you are not familiar. Recently, a cyber attack happened on Australia. If you just type Australia Super Fund cyber attack, and recently this has happened, hacked and defrauded. Super funds hit by the cyber attacks, more than I think 5 million, at least 5 million, they got lost. Hackers, Australian super funds targeted this. So now these regulatory authorities, they are targeting with penalties. Look at this. So because there is a weakness, now these are coming into the picture. APRA taking and trying to hit them. So there is a security holes, so they have to fix it. So now to fix it, what is Superfund, what they are doing? So they are implementing multi-factor authentication. Customers questioned, top super. All the customers, they started questioning, guys, don't you know this one? You are managing millions and millions of super fund and you don't have the simple security check in place. So everybody questioned. Now customers of the say that they asked for multi-factor authentication because we don't feel safe anymore. So everybody suggested that why don't you guys have this one we want. Now they started building this multi-factor authentication. Look, customers told that they have asked for multi-factor authentication on their account, like this. Now, assume that you are already a GRC analyst, joined in this particular company called superannuation. For your benefit, I already created that one. How you can implement the NIST for this scenario? Go to the bottom of the email. So there is a GRC analyst. What is GRC analyst? Next week, but we are learning a little bit ahead and no harm in that. So please download the document. Open the document. Perfect. Now go through the document once. It should, when you read, it should make sense. It's not just about copy pasting. So I'm already providing you for you to have a bit of structure. So you are going to document how you are going to implement the NIST framework for this particular scenario. What is the scenario? So in the recent security breach, hackers exploited that, this superannuation is not having multi-factor authentication. What do you mean by multi-factor authentication? Two-factor, like user ID and password is one authentication. Maybe sending an OTP to your mobile or email is an extra security authentication. Correct? So the hackers, they understood that there is a loophole here and they use that loophole to theft more than 500K from the customers who retired. So this has highlighted a significant gaps in the access control. Anybody can access, yeah, and urgent need for strengthening the. If you can leave it, if you are leaving it, if you're not taking any action, hackers are ready. These guys are not taking any action. We can attack one more time. Lakshmi is not having a strong front door. Oh, we can attack one more time. Okay, don't come to my house. Okay, I'm having a strong friend. So as a GRC analyst, your task is to document how this, whatever the NIST that you learned this week, yeah, how you can apply to mitigate this risk. How you are going to do that? First, NIST framework: identify, protect, detect, respond, recover. Correct? So what is that you are trying to identify here? The accounts. Correct? What is asset? Superannuation account you are identifying. The customer retirement fund accounts. Okay? And then risk identified. Unauthorized access. Hackers are able to access. Authentication process. Right now it is single factor, only user ID and password. Risk. Weak, isn't it? That's the reason hackers attacked. So identity IAM, we have seen in the job description as well. No multi-factor authentication. Okay. What is the task? Now your task as a GRC analyst is to list all the digital asset. Yesterday Chandra was talking about the asset registry. So all the databases, logins, portals, transactions, identify the security gaps. Got it? Now, next thing is protect. What safeguards you are going to keep in place? What is the suggestions? So control. So we are getting feedback from the customers and in the organizations that we need to enforce multi-factor authentication, mandatory, not optional, mandatory to be implemented. Password must be strong. User access management must be role-based. How do you do it? In reality, we will learn in the advanced classes. But for now, as a GRC analyst, we are doing this policy. We are preparing this documentation. Okay, map needs to this, and then detect. Next time, in case if a hacker is trying to attack or something anonymous, so how you are going to detect? How you know that something is going wrong, may go wrong? So you need to monitor. So you need to have the Splunk tool in place, and then IP identification, audits, logs, got it, and respond. In case if it happens again, what we have to do? So isolate all the affected accounts. Otherwise, they may just pass through all the all the accounts, as Chandra told, right? All the networks. So we need to isolate that one, notify the customers. Are you going to do the isolation? No, you are going to allocate that to operations team, security operations, notifying to the customers, complaints and support team. Somebody has to do the root cause analysis. Why do we have? So GRC plus IT collaborative, and then recover. How do we restore? Review, customer trust. How you are going to restore the customer trust? So you assure the transparency, go to media, do all the stuff. Making sense? How we are going to implement this NIST for this one? All right. Now that we have a good understanding, let us document that in the Confluence tool. So please go back to the Confluence tool, go to the content. I showed this yesterday, not a big deal. Create a page, create this page, and give this multi-factor authentication breach in superannuation, the title. Somebody asked me, hey, Lakshmi, look, the title, I cannot color it or I cannot bold it. So this is a page title. So you cannot. So the moment you click on this page title, all these things, they are disabled. Okay, team. So now, so copy the scenario, copy this, and then paste it. So please read it one more time and then publish. Okay, publish. Good, excellent. Now this can be regularly reviewed, updated. Yeah, it's not a hard card stored one. So you may have to update, you may have to review, you may have to tag. How can we tag any, let us say, for example, if you want to tag that, let us say, that security ops, yeah, or notifying to the customers. So the responsibility of the compliance team. So at the bottom, normally in the organization, what you have to do, we have to check that, hey, let us say Victor is responsible person from the compliance team. Okay. Did you got a chance to notify all affected customers? Please update here. Please update and confirm here. So now you are coordinating these activities. And Victor says that, hey Lakshmi, I just sent mass email communication. Here are the details, blah, blah, blah. So this communications goes here on the page. Okay, team, that's how it happens in the real time. Perfect. So all of what you're going to do, all of you are going to create one page NIST, implementing NIST for multi-factor authentication. On a similar note, take an healthcare. So there is a healthcare. Download it. This time I'm going to be a little bit fast because I'm not doing anything different. Right. Enable editing. Just quickly scan. When you're talking about healthcare, EMR. EMR stands for electronic medical records. So Chandra frequently refers healthcare, medical, hospital, very, very important. So because they store the sensitive patient information, medical history, lab reports, prescriptions. So your task as a GRC analyst is to apply the NIST cybersecurity to ensure the security and integrity, CAA. How you are going to do it? How you are going to implement? So identify, again, same application, database, storing all the patient, who is owning that one, what is the criticality, devices, workstations also. Chandra keep on repeating. Don't, when you're talking about cybersecurity, it's just not all about the laptops or computers. He was referring even to the bed sheets as well. One of you asked how this is relevant. Now you are understanding, right? So even the workstations, tables, everything comes into the picture. And then protect, two-factor authentication. And Chandra also told what is the data at rest, the data in transit. Stored. Transit means moving from one location to another location. Encrypted. We have seen the tool, an example, device security, compliance, HIPAA next week we'll learn. And detection, login, unauthorized items, respond, how you're going to respond. So confirm the phishing attempt through the header, notify, scan, conduct, awareness, and how you are going to recover. So route through the backup data center. Data centers will be there, alerted to the patients and compliance. Look at this. What is HIPAA, compliance, and all the stuff? We will learn next week. But for now, I want all of you to please copy and then let's go to our Confluence tool. Just, having just a high level understanding from different domains will help us because we don't know in which domain you may get the job. Having that awareness is very much important. Here, what is it? Okay. And give the page title as HBC Healthcare, or let us say, I'm just giving CVS Healthcare NIST framework. Apply. Publish. Excellent. Excellent. Well done. Nice. We are getting better. We are getting more confidence. What next? Today, we also understood ISO policy documentation and everything. So similar to Australia, even UK is also under very high radar, back and back. So these hackers are attacking, and we have seen that Marks and Spencer, M&S, you know that cyber attack, right? So this is recently, look at it's still on the headlines. restores online shopping after attack. It lost millions. Even one of my student has lost the job as a scrum master recently. She's from India. And I said, why you lost the job if the attack has happened in UK? Because from India, they are doing the support. And immediately they get disconnected all the operations and they said that we are stopping. And they are reducing the costs and everything. So restarts, Amanda cyber attack, what we know and its impact. So you can see it in the PBs 2 days back. Limited selection online items. Customer data was stolen. You can see some customer data was stolen. Admitted some personal data was stolen during the attack. Information could include the contact details, names, address, phone number. Look at this. Okay, team. So now ISO, how you are going to implement this ISO for the Marks and Spencer, right? So again, when you scroll down, how you are going to define this ISO policy? Chandra has already gone through in the class. I'm not going to go through this. Open the downloaded one. Please read carefully 1 or 2 times. So what is the scope for this information security management system policy? Applies to all the digital infrastructure within the UK. This is a fictitious. Please do not think that this is exactly what this Marks and Spencer is doing. I'm just taking this hypothetical example, and I'm taking the latest recent examples. Me and Chandra, we are taking throughout the courses, so that you can also refer these examples in the interview. Okay, so this policy, what is the objectives? What is the goal? Protecting the customer data, reducing the risk, establish the clear roles, maintaining the compliance as per ISO. So access control, who can access, and vendor data encryption. All the customer data must be encrypted so that even the hackers they steal, they can't read it. Employee awareness training, incident response management. Again, who is going to do? What is the responsibility? Security team, controls, HR, human, employees, awareness, vendor. Like I told, for example, India company. I don't want to name the company. I know the company, but I don't want to name it here on the recording. Okay. So ISMS policy. So let us create one more Confluence page. Next week also we will be using this for risk register and everything. So we are using this for ISO simulation and policy. Okay, please read it, paste it, publish it. Congratulations. Now you know how to define the ISMS policy, ISO policy. Having said that, now if you get any job, if you are reading any job description like this, assist in developing policies and standards aligned with 2001. Are you confident to confidently communicate in the interview, yes or no? If they ask you, can you help us to understand how you are going to define the policy? Have you developed it earlier? Where did you documented it? This is exactly what we have done. Correct? So we have defined the policies in line with the 2001. So you can take the recent attack and then you can talk about this Marks and Spencer. Look at that. Okay. Sure. Thank you. 1 minute. Okay. ISMS policy. Good. Good. Now, so far what you have done, you are not really applying your own thinking. So I already thought, and then we gave the prepared the documentation. Now I want all of you to start using these tools, AI tools, artificial intelligence tools. I know we are running out of time, but just 5 minutes. So AI tools, you know the artificial intelligence tool, right? So we have Microsoft, ChatGPT, and Microsoft from the Copilot. And from Google, we have Gemini. What they do? You just ask, they will give anything. So if you click on Microsoft Copilot, you just click on the link here, it will open up and you can start asking whatever you want. Similarly, you click on Google Gemini. So they should be your chat agents from today. You can ask them. You're not going to blindly rely, but at least you are going to become more efficient with the usage of AI tools. AI tools. So what is my ask? My ask is use these tools to draft your own customized NIST and ISMS. So please go to your jobs, go to the jobs. Let us say you choose your location and type GRC and then look for any job that is asking for, let us say NIST, and just go and see if they're asking NIST. Okay, nothing is there. Security compliance risk. Sorry, NIST. So here they're asking about NIST and ISO. All right. So the company is OnTick. OnTick. So you can just ask in the Google Gemini NIST for OnTick. Example. You can just say your own NIST for Bank of America and everything. So how you're going to implement this NIST. So please just go through it, how we can implement it on tick and then document that. Or how to, let us say, how to implement NIST in Bank of America. Just ask for it and it will give Bank of America. Look at this. Strategic alignment, establish the function, policies, how you are going to identify the assets, how you are going to do the protection, data protection, and detection and respond. Okay. So in your own words, please create a page, make a notes there and prepare your own NIST for Bank of America and document it in your own words. If you want, you can create a table as well. How can you create a table? For example, you have the table here. You can create a table. For example, you say asset ID, asset name, owner, risk, example. If you want, you can do it. Okay. Or if you want to see how the asset registry look like, just ask for it. So example of asset registry in Bank of America. It's just an example. Will not publicly share. Yeah, but look at this. IT assets, host, location, operating system, endpoints, networks, applications, databases, data assets, non-IT assets, physical facilities like data centers. You know the data centers where all the data stores, the data center near my house. There, I went to there. I mean, not everybody can go because I worked as a senior position in the National Australia Bank. I went to this Deer Park. It's a location basically. There is National Australia Bank data center. I'll show it. Maps, images. This is the data center. From outside looks like. But when you go inside, of course, they don't disclose the inside pictures, but inside the data center is going to look like this. Inside. Okay. So here, cloud, the third party cloud assets. Look at this, how many assets? Configurations, getting knowledge about it. So we are asking, this Gemini is the AI tool from Google. Similarly, go there. Maybe you can ask from Microsoft as well. Microsoft version of GPT is Copilot. Ask. Example. Asset registry, let us say I'm talking about anything. Let's say CVS Healthcare. Yeah, it's a healthcare company. Let us see, just to get an idea. Asset ID, asset name, description, purchase, date, cost. If it is not having, so maybe we can ask this one here. CVS Healthcare, core assets, yeah. So IT assets, again, getting it. Applications, EHR, electronic health records, pharmacy app, portal, Salesforce, data, risk, databases, operation technology. If you can talk a little bit in the interview, that's more than enough, more than enough. Okay, team. So please use your own logic and cover one page for NIST and another page for ISMS. You can pick up any job description asking for NIST and ISMS and try it on your own. That's for the hands-on assignment. Okay, team, if you have any questions, you can always call me on this number. And with the technical implementation, I'm going to introduce another 2 more technical team, but this is more of a documentation. There's no big rocket science here. Okay. All right, team. So please complete this one. Next week, we will be focusing on HIPAA, GDPR, very, very important. HIPAA, GDPR, risk management framework, risk registries, and then we can target to complete the governance risk compliance by end of next week, and then slowly we will move to maybe the network security and the Wireshark tools. Okay, team. Hope all of you are very clear. Okay, moving on. Chandra, are you with me? Let us take the questions and we can conclude.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go to the chat window. So Vijay, I think we are going to cover the encryption very much in detail later, but hope you got an understanding of how encrypted text look like, how an encrypted text look like. Let us
Yes,
say
Lakshmi, thank you.
my password is HAC123, and if you just go to this one, and then it will, yeah, it will just automatically translate. Maybe we have to select and then encrypt. There are encryption mechanisms are there. All these types are different encryption mechanisms. We will go through it later. Okay. But at least for now, we can understand that we cannot make anything out of it by reading it. All right, moving on. Just 1 minute, team. Let us cover the questions from the chat and we'll come to you. Where can I find the slides? I cannot find. Oh, yeah. I uploaded in the drive day 4. Request others to go on mute, please. If you go to the Google Drive, not day 30. I am currently in not the data engineering. Where is this? Green color. Yep. So currently we just started. We are currently in week 1. So day 4. So here is the slide for today. And day 3, yesterday, slides and recording. So please go through read the slides, go through the recording, do the hands-on assignments, please. Moving on, any further questions? So how many controls does an analyst use on a given task? It depends. Chandra, you want to add more detailed answer to it? So we have a lot of controls. So yeah, is getting a relevant good
Based on
question
the
answer.
based on the assignment, okay, based on the assignment and what controls that they have to that they are going to work on, that will be decided that during the point in time. It's not like okay, we are going to work on these many controls. It's not like that. It's based on the policy that we are working on, the ISMS policy that we are working on. So you will be having a team. You are not alone in the journey.
Yeah, good. So Crush is asking, what is the difference between ISO 27001 and 002?
So one is related to information security and one is related to the security controls.
Security controls. Yes,
We,
27002 is the control. Yeah.
yeah, so basically it is, we call it as ISO 27001 family. So
Correct.
there are,
Exactly.
the number could be anything, the number goes on like anything, but finally finally we call it as a ISO 27000 family.
Yeah. So do we need to decode it after receiving? Oh yeah, when we are sending, encrypt, and receiver decrypt and listen. So encryption, decryption, we are going to use a good number of examples, and I think why HTTP, HTTPS encryption, lot of real-time examples are there in the future classes, Himanshu. In real time, we are going to do it. Sonia, I don't have the Confluence assignment. We added you, Sonia. Okay, I will call you after the class. Emma, I don't have those documents in my email. Emma, the email assignment is different. Maybe you might be checking the welcome email. Please check this email that I sent to you just only 2 hours back. Weekend assignment. Its a subject line says ISO. Practical tasks. Okay, please refer this. If not, just give me a call. I can resend it again.
No, I don't have it yet.
You don't have it?
Yes.
Okay, just ping me your email ID on my WhatsApp, please. Did you got a chance to check the spam?
Yeah.
Could please check the spam, and then if not, just
Yeah,
ping me
I'll
your
check
email
the
ID.
spam.
Okay. Okay.
It's not
Okay.
there.
Very surprising. All right. Cool. I will send it, sir. No problem at all. Charlene from old batch, can I have the recording? Yeah, you can have it. No problem at all. Just ping me your email ID. I will forward it. I will add it to the drive. Mohammad Iqbal, I was very impressive classes. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much for the feedback, Mohammad. Mohammad is a senior project manager from USA. Mohammad. Hi, Mohammad. You have a lot of experience. Are you finding value add so far? Mohammad Iqbal from USA. You can unmute and speak.
Yes, yes. I'm just listening to everybody.
You're just
Not
listening.
just
Okay, but you are getting the required value add that you are expecting.
yes.
Okay,
It's
okay.
very impressive. Really. Thanks.
Nice, sir. Thank you. So just focus. But we started with the basics. The intensity will slowly increase as we progress, especially when we with the tools and practicals, it will increase more. Are you going to send us this? Oh, it's already there, sir. Okay. And please, where is the app used for encryption for the assignment? No. We are not going to do any encryption and decryption for the assignments. Okay, Sonia.
Sorry, sir. No, because sorry, it's not for the assignment. Because Chandra was using this. Is it Baker? He uses to if you put oh,
Right?
yeah.
Is it like this one,
So
encode and
yes,
decode? Yeah.
yes. So are we supposed to have something like this in order to do it?
No, we don't need to. This is more. We will use this tool, but in the future classes, not now.
Okay, so and concerning the assignment, I was asking, but for asking, sir.
No. Oh, no. In concern with the assignment, you don't need to do that one. So it's concerned to the assignment. It's just more about creating the policy page. That's all. How do
Yeah,
you
so
define? Because in the job description, you are seeing that assist in developing policies. So that's the reason we created this hands-on assignment. So you can confidently tell during the interview that, yes, I know how to define the policy. We use the Confluence tool and blah, blah, blah.
yeah, so what I was trying to ask is, are we creating it or we're just copying and pasting already?
You are creating and pasting it. Another one, you can use some GPT tool and you can pick up any company. Sonia, you're from UK, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, in UK, heavy, massive recruitment related to the cybersecurity. So you can pick up anything. Like for example, N Brown group is there. Yeah. So just select it. So here just ask what they're asking. So here they're also asking support the risk management processes and mitigation, facilitate policies, the same stuff that we are learning. And yeah, look for anything. This is the security. So just ask, and if they ask for, this is the, here you see security GRC analyst, UK remote, they're asking about the confluence. So that's the reason making a mapping it. And they're also asking for here NIST. Are you able to connect the dots? So what you can do is you can pick up this 13 and then just do a research using the GPT and come up with your own NIST implementation. That's all. No big deal.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Am I confusing? Are you clear?
Yeah. It's okay.
No, that confidence in AI is not good enough for me. Okay, maybe I'll give you a call after the class, and then I will explain it again, Sonia. It looks like you are not happy, but for the namesake you are saying yeah.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay.
All right. Okay, I don't want to bother you much, push you much. All good, dear. Don't get me wrong. I'm just joking. Yeah. So Victor is asking, are the employer's company the ones that decides the policy to implement rather than us, the cybersecurity? Chandra, the company defends the policies, or are we going to defend the policies? Or are we going to help with the policies?
So company is a group of us.
Hmm.
So that we are going to define the policies. So when you are working
Yep.
for an organization, when you are at the compliance officer level, or maybe you are at the leadership level, you will be defining the policies. Or if you are at the junior level, you will be implementing the policies, or you will be, if you are a manager, you will be executing the policies.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Sudeshna, you are in UK.
Yes, sir.
Sudeshna,
Yes, sir.
yes. Are you already looking the job descriptions? Yes or no?
Sir, haven't started on GRC, like
Okay, no problem at all.
jobs.
Just look at this GRC. Look for United Kingdom. Plenty. You're getting plenty. Even the JD Sports. You know JD Sports in UK
Yes,
and
sir.
GRC. Just look at get the feel of it. What you will be doing there. Support in developing and maintaining the GRC policies, risk control frameworks. Just now we have drafted the policy today and conduct this one. Support the stakeholder. Support this one and come. That's it. Support the organization. It's more about risk culture, maintain, develop risk assessment, risk mitigation strategies next week. Okay, GRC assurance plans. So here also you see in-depth understanding about the cybersecurity framework, NIST and ISO. Go for it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it may be anything that just got posted now. You see, information, cybersecurity analyst, security analyst. Same stuff, whatever we are teaching, group enterprise, senior cybersecurity risk analyst, maintain compliance, residual risk management framework, the same chanting. All of the job description, almost they echo the same. Tesco, even the Tesco has given today, I globally see the news. Tesco also said that our top priority is, Tesco is from UK, so our top priority is the cybersecurity. If you just open Google and just say Tesco CEO and look at this one, 5 hours back, Tesco CEO, cybersecurity is our top priority in my inbox, top of my inbox. So they're just massively hiring the people. Perfect. Okay, one more. Ta-ta. So gplease.com, you don't see any document. Okay, no problem at all. I'm forwarding you the document. So The attachments will be at the bottom of the email. Forward. I'm just forwarding to you again. No problem at all. All right, team. Anyone? Any questions? Okay. Please raise your hand. Kwasi. Hi, Kwasi. Kwasi.
Yeah, I figured it out. Thanks, Lakshmi.
You figured it out? Got it? Perfect, sir. Happy with the class so far?
Yes, thank you very much. A nice one, Chandra.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
All
sir.
thanks to Chandra. I'm just a moderator. I'm just coming. I'm
Thank you.
showing my face at the start and leaving, showing my face and then leaving. It's a Chandra show. Anyone? Any question, please? Emma? Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, boss.
The email you are showing that show the document of the ABC.
It contains one for the healthcare. It contains one for the
I
superannuation.
don't have it in the one I see is I just lied and it leads me to the one you sent in April. I'm not seeing the current one. I'm not seeing the one I can copy to make use of
Cannot.
for the conference.
Right. Okay. Because Emma, right now we are on the recording. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stop the recording. You can share the screen, or I can send you the email again. Okay, and then we'll do it. Anyone? Any final questions? I can wait here for 5-10 minutes. Vijaya, thank you very much, Vijaya.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah. What? Sai, just 1 minute. Ladies first, not gender. Yeah. Charlene, go ahead. Charlene.
Hi, Coach.
Charlene from USA. Yes.
I have
Yes,
a
madam.
quick question. Talk about
Mm-hmm.
encryption, and I wanted to ask before, putting any password, before putting any password, we need to put an encryption mechanism in our computer.
Not in the Chandra. Maybe you want to take that one.
Oh, what is the question, sir?
Yeah, my
So
question
Charlene,
is,
yeah, go ahead.
before, we talk about encryption, right? So when we put password, it's coming encrypted. So before coming encrypted, do you need to put an encryption mechanism on your computer?
No. Actually, the service providers would automatically take care. Say, for example, if you are using a website, okay, the website already coming up with the SSL certificate. Okay, that they will take care of it. If it is not having SSL, then you have to be careful when while entering the usernames and passwords in it, because the data goes in a very unsecured format. The plain text, plain English format will be transmitting from the networks.
Okay.
Charlene, we are going to see this along with the practical example in the week 3 when we use the Wireshark. In real time, we will see how the encrypted data, HTTP, HTTPS, and all the stuff.
Charlene is from the old batch, or
Old batch. Yeah. She's from February batch. Yes, correct, Charlene.
Yeah, I remember.
You remember, Charlene. Yes. All right. Anyone? Any final questions, team? Oh, sorry, Sai. You are asking something and I stopped. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Go ahead,
yeah,
Sai.
that's fine, Lakshmi. Yeah, I just want to check with regarding the assignment. So
Yes.
we have to take any company and create the NIST framework according to
framework, yes.
our
Understandings.
own understanding.
You have the understanding. Yeah. And if you are a
Yes.
little bit struggling, try to take maybe the ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot. You are in Australia. You can pick up how can I implement NIST for National Australia Bank? How can I implement NIST for Telstra? Or
Sorry.
all this, bless you. So all these organizations you can pick up and just practice it. Because when you get the interview, right, so you can talk in that language. Let us say, for example, you get the interview for National Australia Bank. You need to start talking their language, especially for the banking rules and everything.
Yes.
Similarly, telecom, similarly, healthcare. We never know in which organization we are going to get. But it's not about understanding just blindly about identify, detect, but how you are going to implement for various organizations is very, very important. and we get that
Okay.
confidence when we learn. That's the reason we ask people to more practice it with the help of the tools.
Yeah. So irrespective of the company, we just have to follow those functions, right? The 6
Exactly.
functions.
The functions are core functions. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can document it on according to our own terms, right? Once we
Exactly. Yeah.
follow the
You can document.
principles.
Once you follow
Okay.
the
That's what
following
I
the
want.
principles, you can exactly right. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. No
Thanks.
problem at all.
So, Coach, I have another question. I know Chandra talked about identify the risk, right? And after identify the risk, we need to do the plan, the do, the check, and the act. So when we identify the risk, before taking an action, it's not depend the level of the risk, because we have the risk that it can be low, medium, or high. So before taking an action on any kind of risk, it's not depend according to the level of the risk.
It is. You are on the right track, darling. So next week we are going to cover very much in depth when you talk about the risk management framework under cybersecurity. We are not there yet. We are just using the word risk, but we are not classifying the risk, the level of risk, high, priority, medium, low next week.
All right, thank you.
But what you are saying is right. You are on the right track.
Okay. Yes, I have another concern.
No problem. Go ahead.
About the ISO family 27000. So in which circumstance are we using that family? Because we have the ISO 27001, 27002, there are a lot. So in which circumstance are we using that family?
Okay, this ISO 27001 is having multiple series in that, and these all will be used for the various security purposes. Security purpose, defining the controls, risk management, and all those things will be coming into the ISO 27000 family. But we are covering only ISO 27001 standards 27001 2022 at a very high level. Okay, including ISMS as well as the risk management.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're working as a risk management, the most family that you're going to use is ISO 27001.
Right. You can use ISO 27001. You can also use NIST RMF. Yeah, you have NIST also suggests the risk management framework. You are also going to use the NIST RMF also.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So if you want exactly what exactly the risk management and specifically from risk management point of view, what is the number? Okay, so you can search it. You'll get the details from all the ISO 27000 family. What all the various areas that that ISO 27000 takes care of from the cyber security point of view, information security point of view.
All right, moving on. Merci.
Yes.
Yeah, talking about the ISO 27001 and ISO 27002. When Chandra was talking, I thought ISO 27002 has to work with ISO 27001, in the sense that ISO 27002 is like maybe an explanation or give you direction on how to implement the security controls.
It provides the guidance basically.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, 27002 provides a guidance
Okay.
for the standards. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I think I need to jump into another call. Thank you very much. It's getting
No
extended.
problem at
Thank you.
all.
Yep.
Yep, we are done. Thanks a lot, team. I hope all of you had a good learning for the week 1 on the NIST and ISO. Next week, our focus is going to be heavily on the healthcare related GDPR, and then we have the HIPAA, HIPAA for the healthcare, and we will understand the GDPR and risk management framework. All these things we have lined up for next week, which are very, very important for the cybersecurity analyst and GRC analyst. Okay, team, have a great weekend. Happy learning. And me, you can always call me. I work on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, on the weekends as well. So please feel free to call me if you got stuck. And if you like it, please spread the word that the training is going on. The people can still register. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Stopping the recording. Chandra, maybe you can stop the recording at your end. And please don't forget to upload it. Thank you.
Upload the recording. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They'll get it around 9 p.m. IST.